the way the business has changed is it used to be, when we started, it was, private lenders really focused only on rehabs, and it was short-term money. And that's really because that's the only capital that we had available too, was expensive short-term money. And the lending business, no matter which way you cut it, you're lending money and you're making a spread on your money. And that's as age old as it gets, right? But with the availability of capital now, you can really do everything from a, condo, single family rehab, short-term loan. And now our next biggest product, which is probably 50% of our business, is rental loans. And so it's amazing now, as a private lender, you could offer a 30-year rental loan. I'm not saying this as a teaser rate, but it's not always in the fours, but literally in the fours.
Yeah. You
can get a private mortgage, right, in the fours for a 30-year fixed on a rental property without, showing that you have tax returns. I mean, right? It's like based on the rent of the property.
Yeah.
So, it really is great for, if you think about it as an investor, and go to this place, I can get the money to buy this property, fix it up, and they can convert me then to a long-term mortgage and get me my equity out.
Yeah.
It's actually never been probably a better opportunity to build a portfolio.
Yeah.
And what we try and do, we really don't want to lose the client. So for the most part, you see, you do your 2 flats, you do your 4 flat, and then, the next evolution, if you want to keep growing your portfolio, is, well, should I look at a 6 and an 8 unit? Now you're getting into the 5+ world, right? So now we're offering 5 to 50 units so that we can keep growing with the client as they're growing, and they're wanting to, buy buildings and ultimately maybe, refinance with Fannie, Freddie type debt. So we've seen clients go from 10 units to now owning, 2,500 units.
Wow. Yeah, that option just didn't exist before. And I just refinanced a few of mine. I didn't realize Renovo was even offering that type of product. I just kind of, in my mind, I think of Renovo as flip money. It's short-term rehab money because that's what we've worked together on in the past. But I'm seeing more and more institutions get into it. But I just refinanced 6 different rental properties into 4.75% loans that were 75% cash out refinances. And, it's just incredible. And they're all owned in LLCs. They didn't look at my bank account. The only way to get that type of money before was having a W-2 and buying it in your personal name.
Well, and I remember the days where everyone used to talk about the 10 FHA loans you could have on your credit.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like that was the game. Like I could get up to 10 of these.
Exactly.
And now it's totally changed.
Yeah.
And I think net it's a real positive for investors. But again, I think, you got to be careful because you really, just because, you have ease of capital, let's say, it also makes it easier to get in trouble.
Right.
And if you can't, it sounds awesome to have 100 units, but, managing that is not easy.
Yeah.
Right. That's not easy. It's a business.
And that's what no one talks about. Yeah.
Yeah. No one talks about the non-beautiful stuff of, the calls you get and, the people who might not pay rent. And, as you build a portfolio, it's really about, it's easy to put the number on paper and look at what the cash flow is going to be and come up with a pro forma. It's another thing to really make that become a reality. Yeah. And so I think people just need to realize that, the real estate business, you make money over a decade plus, right? It's one of the rental business. You wake up 10, 15, 20 years later and go, whoa, I got something good here. It doesn't happen in a year or two. And so it's like, slow down, make sure you have your business in order and don't get ahead of yourself.